Hey folks, welcome to Oregon Cash Flow Pro. Thanks for joining us today. We are going to talk about personal wealth building blocks within the infinite banking policy. Welcome to Oregon Cash Flow Pro, where we're here to help you take control of your finances, maximize your cash flow, and reach financial freedom. Specifically, we're going to go through a list of possible personal wealth building blocks that you can create in your infinite bank policy. Now remember, what we do at this channel is we're here to try to help you maximize your cash flow. And the best way that we can do that is if you hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell so that you can be notified of videos as they come out. And not only will you be notified of those videos, but you can take what you learn from these videos and share them with your loved ones so that everybody can take advantage of this information that we're sharing. Now, in today's video, we're going over personal wealth building blocks. Specifically, we're going to go over 20 possible ideas to turn into personal wealth building blocks within your infinite banking policy. If you haven't seen what personal wealth building blocks are and what makes them and some examples of how those figures turn out, watch this video here. We go over it in detail, and it's a partner video to what we're going to go over in this one. So be sure to watch that one first, come back here, and we'll jump right into these 20 items. So let's get to it.
Oregon Cash Flow Pro offers free money management advice to help you take control of your finances. And now here's your host, personal finance enthusiast and licensed insurance broker, James Barber.
Personal wealth building block number one is vehicle purchases. So typically you might save up and then pay cash for a vehicle. Rather than paying cash at that time, you save up, you put that money into your infinite banking policy, and you turn that into a personal wealth building block. Number two is the vehicle payments. So if you're not the type that saves up and pays cash for a vehicle, maybe you borrow and you just make payments on your vehicles. That's okay. You can do the same thing. You can create a personal wealth building block with those vehicle payments. It'll just be a lot smaller block than if you were to do the whole purchase. Still effective nonetheless. Number three, vehicle maintenance. That could be oil changes or tires, whatever you have that's a regular maintenance expense, or if you have a sinking fund, that can also be turned into a personal wealth building block. Number four, car insurance. Number five, health insurance. Number six, life insurance. Of course, it's kind of what the whole infinite banking concept is based off of. Number seven, school tuition. You get a large chunk of money to pay your school tuition, whether that's somebody giving you those funds to pay for school, maybe it's your parents, or whether you're borrowing that money. Either way, if we divert those through the infinite banking policy, we can create a personal wealth building block that will benefit you long into the future. Number eight, your textbooks. There's a lot of money that gets spent these days in textbooks. Definitely check into turning those expenses into your personal wealth building block. Number nine, your cell phone purchase or your cell phone bill. Could be either one. Sometimes your cell phone purchase is tied into your cell phone bill, but if it's not, if you tend to save up and pay cash for your cell phone, you can turn that into a personal wealth building block. At the same time, you can do the same thing with your cell phone bill. So whichever way you go about that, it works really good. Number 10, internet. You pay for internet at home. I'm assuming it's a monthly payment that you make. You can turn that monthly payment into a small personal wealth building block within your infinite banking policy. By now, you're probably getting the idea that all of these little tiny expenses that you would have never thought to turn into anything other than just a basic expense, we can turn those into personal wealth building blocks within your infinite banking policy. Number 11, your cable bill, or perhaps it's your satellite bill, whatever you use to watch movies, get your news, etc. Number 12, home maintenance. Items like your roof. You should have a savings account set aside to cover major expenses for home maintenance. You can use your infinite banking policy for that. Divert those funds into there and start creating that personal wealth building block instead of just having a sinking fund for those expenses. Number 12 and a half, more home maintenance. Things like your air filter for your furnace. Any little item for your home maintenance, you might consider turning that into a personal wealth building block. Number 13, your utilities, electricity, water, gas. Again, it's a normal monthly expense that occurs on a regular basis. You know about how much it's going to be, and so you know about how much you can set aside as a personal wealth building block. Number 14, your property taxes. You may currently be paying them to an escrow company. You might be including them in your mortgage payment. Sometimes you can get those separated out. It's ideal if you can separate it out, because right now you pay that money ahead of time and you don't get to take any advantage of any growth that money might create within that account. So if you can take that off of their hands, put that money into your policy, you get the growth, you get that personal wealth building block. It's a great way to take advantage of money that you already have out there. Number 15, your personal taxes. So this is the end of the year. You have taxes that you owe the government. Maybe you work for an employer and you tend to claim as much as you possibly can so you get money back at the end of the year. Instead of doing that, lower the amount of deductions that you have withheld from your paycheck. You get that money and put it into your personal account. Use that at the end of the year to pay your taxes. You don't need to be giving any of that money away to the government prematurely. You can take advantage of the growth of that, and you should. Number 16, your business taxes. They function the same way, whether you're saving that money to pay payroll tax or income tax, whatever the case may be. Usually what we find is a lot of business owners don't have that money sitting in an account that's working for them. So you might consider diverting that into a personal wealth building block. Number 17, retirement accounts, 401k payments, IRA payments, Roth IRA. There are ways that we can turn those into personal wealth building blocks. You're gonna probably need to talk to me about that or look for that video in the future. I haven't done it yet, but if you're interested in that, you can give me a call, click on this link up here, and schedule a 20-minute phone call with me, free of charge. I'd love to talk with you about that. Number 19, vacations. Everybody needs to take vacations, whether you can or you can't right now. Doesn't matter. You should be taking them. And if you do set aside money to do that, great. Let's funnel that into a personal wealth building block. And if you don't currently take vacations, let's figure out how you can start doing that. And using your infinite banking policy, we can make that happen. And number 20, holidays. Whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, there's expenses that come up around the holidays. You know they're there, they happen every year, and it's possible that we can turn those into personal wealth building blocks as well. That's it. There's your 20 items. We're gonna come up with more. They'll have a separate video, so keep an eye out. But those are just some ideas that you can start to think about how you can best utilize the infinite banking policy that you currently have, or the infinite banking policy that you might be getting soon. If you found value in today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It really helps us get the word out and really helps us to keep this thing going. So thank you for joining us today. We'll talk to you soon. Now go maximize your cash flow.